And while I Hi guys, and welcome back to Kareemahiconic, and I hope you guys are having an iconic day. So Ramadan is very close. I think it's gonna be on the 2nd or 3rd of April, and I'm actually so excited for Ramadan this year, as I am every single year. I'm excited to fast, and this year is gonna be a bit easier compared to the last 2 years. It's not gonna be as long for us. I'm talking about people in the UK. But yeah, so I'm here with another advice tip and kind of video. I did one in 2018, I did one in 2020, and now I'm doing one in 2022. I think I'm making it like every 2 years. I could do it on like 2023, but let's just see how that goes. Let's focus on 2022 now. So all this advice is just some repeated advice from the last one, a bit of some updated ones, and just some things to watch out for and some things to do during Ramadan this year. And before I get carried away, just make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel. I'll be doing a few Ramadan content. And yeah, before I get carried away, let's get straight on with the video. So the first tip I have for this year's Ramadan is to make use of a Ramadan planner. I'm actually making one, and I will attach it to this video so you can either use my planner or make your own planner, but it'd be really nice for you to use my planner as well. So inside the planner, it will consist basic things such as prayer points, things to focus on, how many chapters a day you want to read in the Quran, and yeah, to break down things. I'm also adding a few things like important food to eat, important things to stay away from, things you want to work on this Ramadan. And yeah, that is my first tip for Ramadan 2022. Second tip, if you've watched all my last videos, I always mention this tip. My second tip is not to skip Sahur, even if it's just water that you're drinking. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it was narrated that Anas ibn Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, said that the Prophet ﷺ said, eat sahur, for in sahur there is blessing, narrated by Bukhari and Muslim. So basically, even if it's just a date or water you consume, you're not just doing it because you need energy for the next day or for the day's fast. You're also doing it because it's a sunnah and it's also a blessing. So imagine like you're just having a glass of water, and it also encourages you to wake up for things like tahajjud as well. I think that's one of the reasons why Sahur just acts like kind of like an incentive. That's why it's also seen as a blessing. I literally saw this video a few weeks ago that was just talking about how literally no matter what we do, even if it's literally just drinking water or exercising, we should treat it as like acts of ibadah. So I'm making this YouTube video and educating people. It's an act of ibadah, and I am very happy to be doing so. And just like anything you do, even if it's just breathing, I'm taking a breath, I'm going outside to experience Allah's creation, doing it as an act of ibadah. Sunnah, of course, it's an act of ibadah. So think about how waking up for Sahur, using Sahur as an incentive to pray tahajjud, and using Sahur as an incentive to gain energy as well. Think of it, you're gaining more reward during the month of Ramadan. So my third tip is actually still related to Sahur. It's literally just telling you to eat light for Sahur. I've seen people who try to eat a humongous plate of food and they end up being super tired the whole day. The reason is that even with like basic science, you should know that when you eat food, it burns into like energy, and basically your body uses a lot of energy to burn food. That's why it's advisable to eat light things for breakfast. You don't wake up and eat like a huge pound of swallow or rice, like heavy plates of rice for breakfast. What I'm trying to say is that you should eat something like fibery, like granola and yogurt, fruits, dates, oat milk, or oats. Something very light that your body wouldn't use so much energy to burn these calories. Because maybe if you take your Sahur at like 4, you pray Fajr and you go to sleep, by the time it's like 9-10 a.m. you'd be tired. That's why you should consider eating light for Sahur. It's not like a compulsory thing, it's just a recommended thing. And I noticed in the last few years when like fasting, I always eat like either a slice of bread with a cup of tea, or I have oats, or I have my favorite, which is granola and yogurt. And I also have like 3 dates. Dates are very good for giving like energy. They help with like glucose and sugar levels in the body. Tip number 4 is still related to tip number 3, but it's not about sahur, it's about iftar. Iftar, it's very important that you try not to eat excessively. A lot of people a lot of people like exaggerate how much food that they should eat, and I'm a big offender of this. I sometimes imagine all sorts of delicacies I would love to eat and end up overeating, and this actually makes you even more tired, and you won't have enough time to do other things like maybe praying tarawih or praying tahajjud or reading your Quran. You'd be so tired, you'd literally go to sleep after Isha, and that's not really a good thing because you're supposed to be using the month for its blessings. So try your best not to overeat, eat light or in smaller portions, and you notice that you get full really quickly. I remember when we were like talking about this was back in 2020, we were literally saying that, you know, when you're so hungry and thirsty for the whole day, and it's finally time to break your fast, you literally take a grape or you drink some water and you're satisfied. Literally, they're explaining how some sins that you commit, basically that is how fast dissatisfaction will go and leave you. And it was kind of a scary thought, but yeah, that was my 4th tip. So don't eat excessively during iftar. So tip number 5 is basically avoiding high calorie food. So high calorie foods are foods like burgers and fries and anything that has a lot of calories, things that with excess salt, they tend to make you dehydrated really quickly, and they just make you really weak. Of course, once in a while eating them, because I know, for example, if you're a student, you might struggle with just finding what to eat sometimes, so you might end up eating all these unhealthy food, which is no problem at all. I'm just like advising you to avoid it, because even me myself, I would be possibly buying some of these unhealthy foods for iftar sometimes, but I'm just saying that if you can avoid it, do so. And also avoid soda, coffee, and anything with caffeine, because they tend to dehydrate you, like especially with coffee. Oh my god, literally it will dehydrate you. Even if you take it like a few days before Ramadan, you just feel the impacts. So try your best to avoid coffee and tea, not tea, sorry. Well, anything with caffeine, just avoid it during the month of Ramadan to make your fast much easier for you. And in terms of like consumption, try your best to eat vegetables, try your best to eat fruits and things with high nutrition and high value to your body as well. Next tip I have is basically for students or anyone who does any kind of remote work. It's mainly targeted towards students. So during fasting, you will experience the tiredness during the hours, but this year fasting, I think it's going to be around Easter break, so that's a good thing. You wouldn't have to like wake up for classes as much. But my advice is to do schoolwork after sahur and like hours after iftar, because that's when you're able to eat, because I know food helps us with like concentration and all of that, and when you're dehydrated, especially because of water, when you're dehydrated, it can be difficult to do like schoolwork. So the next tip I have is to listen to podcasts on Spotify, SoundCloud, or YouTube. They have reminders and lectures that will help bring you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They'll increase your overall knowledge and study in Islam. So also make sure to read different books and Islamic stories, watch stories of the Prophet, stories of the Quran, read them, watch as much as you can, because all these stories, they connect us closer to our faith and they connect us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I really love reading stories of the Quran. Like, I used to watch the movies all the time. I love them so much. And if I can, I will recommend a few friendly channels. Of course, everybody knows the Merciful Servant I've watched some of their scary stories on YouTube. They also have a podcast on SoundCloud that you can listen to on the go, if you have data, but it's on SoundCloud, and it's a really nice thing to listen to while maybe you're doing the dishes, or while you're even preparing iftar, or even while you're preparing like Sahur as well. So yeah, make sure to listen to podcasts that have useful information about Islam, and also just make sure to increase your overall knowledge of Islam during the holy month and collect many beautiful blessings. Right, so another tip I have is prepare for Ramadan in a very healthy and happy way, which is of course, I know this whole video is about preparing for Ramadan. However, I'm just talking about things like spring cleaning your entire house, washing areas that you haven't washed in a long time, dust under your bed, just clear that. Shaitan is getting locked up, so why don't you lock up all that dirtiness and clean it, change your sheets, wash up. And I've always wanted to do this, is basically just buying decorations, like Ramadan decorations. You can get them on Amazon. I'm probably gonna order some very soon, like really soon, right before Ramadan comes, and I might be posting either on Instagram or TikTok. Stay tuned, check out my socials. And just create the whole Ramadan vibe. You can play live Quran. There's some YouTube channels that do live Qurans, and there's some channels where they have like 1 hour loop or 10-hour loops of the recitation of the Quran. You can place in your living room, creating more blessings and building the atmosphere, and just making it so much, how do I put it, just creating the amazing Ramadan vibes. That helps, especially if you have younger people who don't know much about Ramadan around you, and it helps in just making them exciting and knowing that, oh wow, such a lovely time is here for us to enjoy the blessings all together. And the last tip I have is to remember what Ramadan is about. So whenever you ask people what Ramadan is about, they will tell us that it's about abstinence from eating and drinking from sunrise to sunset, or from Fajr to Maghrib, which is very, very true, because yes, we do stay away from food, but a lot of people tend to forget that Ramadan is also staying away from things like bad habits and bad deeds, and just trying to change yourself. I think Ramadan comes as a way to improve yourself. It's like the month of forgiveness. Literally, it's the month when the Quran was revealed. So, sorry, squeaky chair. So yes, Ramadan is a time for you to reflect on who you want to be, the kind of person you want to be. And literally, I've seen people who are not even Muslim take part in it, and always say that it does them really good, because when you're like staying away from food is literally the way we control ourselves. Like, food has so much to do with how we live our lives. So if you're able to control yourself from food, your way to stay away from bad things and all of that, there's a way for you to be nice to people, a way for you to be kind and healthy. Literally, you feel so clean and pure during Ramadan. That's why it's literally the best month ever. I urge everyone to practice good deeds and amazing things during this Ramadan. Those were all my tips, and I just want to say thank you very much to everyone for watching this video. I hope you guys have an amazing Ramadan, and please follow my Instagram, follow my TikTok, engage with me on social media. I like actually hearing from people, and I love reading comments as well. I really try my best to reply to every single one of them. And yeah, tell me about your Ramadan and what you're planning, and please use my Ramadan calendar. It's so noisy outside, I know. Use my Ramadan calendar as well if you can. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing Ramadan, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, before I forget, I may or may not be doing Ramadan diaries this year. I'm still contemplating. It usually just comes with me. I might be starting a new project, might be trying something different this year. Let's just see how it goes. Either way, I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Peace out, and see you in Ramadan. See you guys next time. Bye.